You're tuned in to Community Conversations with the Trio, providing heavy doses of edutainment in the areas of health, education, politics, and business since 2011. You can always find us on the web at cctrio.com or get connected with us on Facebook, Twitter, and iTunes by searching The CC Trio. And now, your hosts, the Trio, Dr. G, Sean D, and main man Michael Dove, on Community Conversations with the Trio.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce Sean Dickerson to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know that we talked about senioritis a little bit ago. I know how it feels. You know, as old as I am, I did go to school, and I did go to high school and all that. So some days I didn't go to class as much as I should have, but we'll talk about that too. As Ms. Bradley mentioned, I'm Sean Dickerson. A little bit about myself, so you know who you're speaking with, because again, very much so, this is going to be a conversation. I'm not here to talk at you the whole time. It's going to be asking you questions. You can ask me questions. We're going to go back and forth and try to keep it interactive, all right? Again, my name is Sean Dickerson. I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a president of a volunteer organization. Let's see, a master's degree graduate from USF, go Bulls. And as of this past Friday, I've also been accepted to the USF program for Education, Leadership, and Policy Studies as a PhD candidate. So with that is, in order to get there, I had to go through an application process, had to go through an actual interview, talking with the committee, had to write an essay. How many of you had to write an essay for your application? Did you write an essay yet? Any essays? Few essays? Get used to it, you're going to be writing more essays. All right, they're going to want to know, it's your opportunity to tell about you. Why should they choose you? All right, it's not just, application is important, but it's not just the application. It's why should they choose you over the person sitting next to you or the person that's around the world? Because this is not life is no longer a competition of the person sitting next to you. It's not a competition of the person who is down the street, down the block, in the next neighborhood. It's not that competition anymore. Your generation, this generation, you are globally competing every day. Globally competing every day. Why do you think you're globally competing every day? What has changed that makes it a global competitive marketplace? That was a question, yeah. If I could draw on the board, I put a question mark right after it. But what has changed in this era that is different today than it was in time past that makes it a global competitive marketplace?
People from the other side, like from the Middle East and the islands and stuff, they come in to America and taking our jobs and stuff like that.
But they don't have to come here. No one has to come here to get their job.
We all live
jobs.
Say that again? Jobs what?
Job comes to their country.
Because this is the use of technology right now. The use of technology. Anyone ever heard of that technology? Anyone familiar with technology? All right, yeah, okay, so you can see a few hands, so those that didn't raise your hands. We're talking about computers, smartphones, internet, this thing called the internet back in my day. I feel like an old man now. But, back in the day, we used to have this thing called dial-up. Anybody remember dial-up?
Yes.
All right. When you have to plug into your phone line and you connected to the internet, it went. There was no wireless. You had that long cord stretching all across the room everywhere. But as time goes on, not only is technology being more invasive in our everyday life, not only in our everyday life, but it's how fast it's happening. Every other day there's a new smartphone out, right? Every other day there's a commercial about the latest and greatest, right? Every other day there's something, the newest computer, all right? Every other day there's something happening because that's just how it goes. As quickly as you can snap, there's already someone thinking about what's the next product, what's the next Google, what's the next Facebook, what's the next Twitter, what's the next Instagram, what's the next what's the next YouTube video? It's always happening. It's always happening. All right? Question is, where do you fit in all that? Talking about getting a little bit off topic here because again, the technology side is important, but the idea is we want to be able to get on to the next level, right? You want to always be able to do things that, you got an application, you do the application, you want to always be able to get things going, get things, have something to do. So what I want to be able to do is learn a little bit about you guys, all right? What I want you to do is tell me a little bit about, so real quick, all I really want is your name and just what career field you're planning on, or well, let's talk about career field. What is your career field you plan on going to? And if you don't know your career field, that's all right. So when I graduated high school, that way long ago, I went to college. One, I didn't think I'd get accepted to any college. Because I was that average C student, I didn't want to get F's, but I wasn't trying to get A's. Right? So I was just an average student, nothing special. So I didn't even think I was actually going to college. It was by happenstance I actually ended up going to college. When I went to college and I finally got accepted, they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, I don't know. I heard there's girls there, so that's where I'm going. Yeah. So I told you I knew what you were talking about, huh? Right? So I thought college was a social time. And it is. There's a social aspect to it. But there's a work aspect to it too. Alright? So actually the room's starting to fill up a little bit more. I don't know if we're gonna be able to, how much time do we have? Alright. So we'll do this. Shout me out. Shout me out your career field. Alright? So we won't have time to get through everybody. Criminal justice. What's that? Marines, acting, nursing. Veterinarian. Yeah, there you go. All right. You got me there. All right. So what else? Marketing, entrepreneur, psychologist. Any engineers? Engineers, mechanical, okay. Construction engineer, all right. We got all over the place. All right. So as Ms. Bradley mentioned, the fact that you're in this room, 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 yeah. The fact that you're in this room. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm a drummer also, so by trade. So there it is. All right. But the fact that you are in this room means that you're already taking a step to get onto those career paths that you're looking to do. All right. For that, we should have started off from the beginning. But for that, being accepted at the very minimum, being accepted into Hillsborough Community College, which is a great opportunity to start and grow, you should give yourselves a round of applause. So give yourselves a round. We'll do it all the way around. Like that too. Right? So the fact that you're in this room, the fact that you're in this room, the fact that you're in this room, you should be proud of yourself. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it ever, because they will. And I'm done with rhyming because I said I'm a drummer. I'm not a rhymer, so I can rhyme a P, but when it comes to the rhyme side, I'm not doing that. But there are going to be individuals. You all mentioned different career paths. Those career paths are great. They're challenging. Don't think it's going to be an easy ride. There's no easy rides in life, right? People try to take the easy road. What happens? They end up somewhere where they did not need to get to. They don't want to be, right? And the idea of taking an easy path, right? A little less challenges, a little less hurdles. what they think are a little less hurdles on the front end ends up being something that trips them up way after life is passed them by. Right? So you don't want to be in those positions. So right now, you have the opportunity to do so many things that you want to do, but it takes work. So again, you're in this room because you filled out the application, accepted into at least HCC. But there's a lot of folks who could do the same exact thing as you and didn't. They didn't follow through. So, does anyone know anyone who's not going to college or not going to the certificate program, not continuing on? You know, whether it be, I've got folks in the family as well, right? They just choose not to do, and some of the times the reason that they chose not to do is because it's too hard. Filling out an application, doing an essay, man. Nobody got time for that. Doing an essay, right? But these are things that you need to do. As Ms. Bradley mentioned, the next step for those who did complete it is that FAFSA form, right? The financial assistance, financial aid form. You must complete that. It's important to complete that. But hopefully, you also work on getting scholarships.
Bright Futures.
Say that again? Bright Futures. Right? But there's other scholarships. There's foundations that give money to people so they can go to school. Full rides, fellowships. Right? There's money out there for school. So you don't always have to pay out of pocket. I was broke. I went to a 4-year private college. This is I'm from Connecticut, so this is up in Hampton, Connecticut. Quinnipiac University. Now university, used to be college. They know of the school, they know for ice hockey. All right? I did not play hockey. All right? However, they just did play on ESPN. They were in the Final Four of hockey, basically. So the school is very good. That's what they're known for. All right? When I went to school, as I went to that school, I could count on one hand how many other black people were at that school. How many other that didn't play a sport, because soccer was the other sport. All right, so we had soccer, basketball, hockey. Those are our 3 main sports. We don't have a football team. We have none of that. All right. So even going to that school, there were challenges because of I didn't see a lot of folks that looked like me. The whole college had 2,000 people in it at that time. So it was a totally different culture. Even though it's in the same, it was literally 40 minutes from where I went to high school at. And it was a totally different culture. But it changed my perspective on life in a way I couldn't even imagine. That was from going to college. And then I worked while I was in college too. Every day. Right? I worked while I was in college. I had to have a job. Because I went to a school that cost $30,000 a year. At that time, it cost $30,000 a year. I didn't know anyone made $30,000 a year, let alone paying for school that cost that much, right? So what I had to do is I worked, I got scholarships, financial aid, had to fill out, to get the scholarships, had to fill out a lot of applications. And then this one thing happened, and I'll flip it over to hear from you as far as questions. But there's one opportunity happened that is important for you to just realize, right? Just in talking about opportunities, and just keep with it. Just stay with it, right? So like I said, I had to work in school. So I went up to, I was working on campus on the work study program, working on as part of your financial aid. You can work on campus, get paid for it, work study, federal work study. So with the work study, you only pay minimal dollars, right? Not a whole lot. So I went to the career office to try to find some more money. So in going to the career office, I saw that there was flipping through all the jobs that were listed, I saw that there was a job that the deadline that was written on the actual application, the deadline had already passed. So they already passed on the fact that you have to be, the time that you need to actually apply for the job had already passed by. So when that passed by, most people would look at that and say, oh, deadline's passed. Let me pass on by it. Right? How many people would have passed by it? If they saw that there was the deadline had passed, how many of you would have just left it alone and kept it moving? All right? And be honest, this isn't the quiz or anything. All right? Right? So most would have just, left it there and not worried about it, went on to find something else. But I said, hey, what's the worst that could happen? I'll apply anyway. So I ended up applying for the position, responding to the position. Turns out I was the only one that ever applied. The only one. We're talking months past the deadline, and I was the only one. So I went, interviewed for the job, ended up being what's called a technical recruiter, an IT recruiter, what the job was, human resources related. And I went from working in work study program, making about $6, $7 an hour, to working in that position to get paid $11 an hour as a college student in 1992. Yep, 1992. I was a freshman in college. So for me, as a college student, $11 an hour, I thought I had the jackpot. Because I was paid. Still broke, but I thought I was paid. But then, because of that position, because of applying, because of still sticking with it, I also had another eye-opening experience through that job. So with that job, one of the things I had to do was call IT, so information technology. The individuals folks working in the information technology field, call them up from this database, see if they're interested in the job. The guy I worked for, he would then find a job for them, place them in the job, all right? Get commission off of that. So for every job that the salary put them in, he would get a 30% commission for putting them in a job. One person I happened to find, resurfacing the database, happens to find them a job. What I didn't realize is I also get a commission. And for that one person that got placed, I ended up making $3 grand one time, just in that one payment. Then I really thought I hit the jackpot, right? But because of that opportunity, that actually set me off on a career path that had me in the HR field I just left the HR field, so we're talking about almost 16 years within human resources. Through that opportunity, I didn't know what human resources was. Like I said, I went to college not knowing what I wanted to do, ended up majoring in business marketing, all right, marketing major. So, not knowing exactly what I wanted to do, but knowing that it was going to be business somehow. And these opportunities were provided through me really because of college experience. I say all that to say, understand the opportunities that you have in front of you. Not many get them. And when you do get them, don't treat them as you made it and you're done. You got to keep grinding. And keep grinding. And keep grinding. Grinding. And keep grinding. And keep grinding. And keep grinding. And keep grinding. Because when others don't do the things you do, well, you get it. The things they don't have. Right? So if you do the things that others more are not willing to do, you get opportunities that others are not, are not able to get. That's a simple way to go, right? So I say, that's the idea we looked at, You got folks, Ms. Bradley here, you got teachers here, you got administrators here, but you'll have folks that will come into your life, hopefully continue on, that will be building you up, hopefully providing opportunities for you. Use them to your advantage. Right? It's not a bad thing to use people. Using people can be a good thing if you use them for the right reasons. Right? People are put in place to actually help people.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed another edutaining installment of Community Conversations with the Trio. To keep the conversation going, stay connected with us by visiting cctrio.com and following us on Facebook, Twitter, and iTunes by searching The CC Trio. Community Conversations with the Trio. Dr. G, Sean D, and main man Michael Duff.